Happy Death Day to You is the sequel to the surprisingly great Happy Death Day and sees Jessica Rothe return as Tree, who is basically reliving the same day as she was living in the first movie, where she's being constantly hunted by this killer, only this time things are a little bit different. Not only are things playing out in a different way and a few things are different to where they were in the first movie, but the killer is not also just after her, it's also after her friends. And now it's up to her and her friends to figure out what's going on, find out who the killer is, and finally break this loop once and for all. And while I absolutely love the first Happy Death Day, it was a genuine surprise to me. I thought it was fantastic. Not only was the lead actress Jessica Rothe fantastic, but I thought the direction by Christopher Landon was also really good. What I loved the most about the first movie is the ambiguity as to why she was in this loop. It doesn't explain why she's in this loop, it just has this ridiculous Groundhog Day premise around a girl who's reliving the same day over and over while the psycho killer's basically coming after her. And this movie unfortunately completely destroys that ambiguity by explaining it in a very scientific way. By having science get involved, it completely destroys the ambiguity of the first film. And personally, that's where the first issue comes into this film for me. I didn't really need to see why she was in this loop. I just like the idea that she was stuck in this loop, this killer was after her, and she has to figure out who it is and survive the night to end the loop. And now that we've got an explanation, a movie that could have been very self-aware, very fun, has now become a lot more serious in the sense that it's saying, oh, this is actually a possible thing in this universe. Now granted, this isn't a bad movie, not at all. I actually found it very entertaining. There are some very funny moments in this movie. Admittedly, the movie does take more of a comedic approach, and the more horror elements do take more of a backseat in this film. While the comedy for the most part is very good, there are a lot of jokes that don't actually land, and when it does actually get into the more horror-esque parts of the film, it doesn't really feel that new or interesting. It's nothing we haven't seen before. It's very generic, it's very predictable. There'll be a character wandering through an abandoned building, the music will start building up, they'll open a door, you'll expect the killer to be in front of them, he's not there, it goes quiet, and then he appears behind them. Pretty basic horror movie tropes, you've seen it many times before, and in this movie it's not really played up in a way that could be considered new or interesting. Granted, the direction for this movie by Christopher Landon is still very good, much like the first movie. The guy definitely has talent behind the camera, and I'm interested to see him do more things. But in this movie, it doesn't really try anything new. It's basically the same thing that I did in the first movie, but dialed back more on the horror and focused more on the comedy. And while the movie does still remain very self-aware of its absurd plot, there are some moments of the films that do take themselves a little bit too seriously. And when the movie does that, I have to sit back a little bit from the overall enjoyment of the film to actually question, okay, well, does it really make sense? And unfortunately for the movie, not everything does. The saving graces for this movie, though, are generally Christopher Landon's direction and Jessica Rothe as Tree. She gives a fantastic performance in this movie. Much like she did in the first movie, she gave a better performance than the movie actually deserved. She's very charismatic, very energetic, and because of that, you fall in love with her character immediately and you're rooting for her from start to finish. This movie also allows her to deal with some more emotional scenes, which she pulls off very, very well. She's a fantastic actress. She proves it in this movie. I'm very interested to see what she does in the future. She generally gave an incredible performance. Again, like the first movie, a much better performance than the movie actually deserved. Now, it sounds like I'm shitting on this movie a lot. I'm really not. It is a very enjoyable movie. It's very entertaining. If you take into account that you can watch it directly after the first one, if you don't really do that and you just watch this movie as a standalone, I don't feel like you're going to enjoy it as much. But it is definitely one of those movies where if you have both of them on Blu-ray and you have some friends over, you can watch both of them and enjoy them. However, this movie isn't as good as its predecessor. There were a few moments in the film that made me sit back and have to question where it was going with it. I didn't like the fact that they explained why she was in this loop. There are a lot of very funny moments in this movie. Granted, there are some jokes that don't hit, but Jessica Rothe is absolutely fantastic in this movie, and Christopher Landon does a very good job of helming the film. It's an enjoyable movie overall, and I can't see people who enjoyed the first one hating this one. It is a good sequel. I'm just personally not a fan of the direction they took during this sequel. There's also a post-credit scene which I'm genuinely hoping is a joke, because if it is setting up a sequel, I don't know if I really have any interest in seeing that sequel. It didn't make me excited, it didn't make me intrigued or anything like that. It just felt like it was there as a joke, and I'm hoping that it was a joke. If this is generally setting up a sequel, then I don't think I'm going to see it. I don't know. However, if it is a joke though, they really missed a trick by not having Bill Murray cameo and then set up the events of Groundhog Day. That would have been amazing. But overall, guys, Happy Death Day to You is an enjoyable movie. It's not as good as the first, but Jessica Rothe once again absolutely nails it. She gives a fantastic performance. Christopher Landon's direction is still great. There are some genuinely funny moments here and there. And while the horror element takes more of a backseat to make way for more comedy, it does remain very self-aware of what it is. And in that, it is still an entertaining movie if you enjoyed the first one. If you didn't enjoy the first one though, you probably won't like this one. Overall, I had a good time with it, and so I'm going to give Happy Death Day to You 3 stars. So, Happy Death Day to You. Have you guys seen it yet? What do you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you all in the next video.